Hey guys, so I just want to come on here tonight and talk a little bit about something a little different, than I've talked about before. And this video is going to be for um, anyone who's maybe going through maybe a difficult time, or maybe a breakup, maybe a loss of a friend, maybe a loss of a family member. Um, just know that there's an old saying that I always repeat to myself and think about on a regular basis, uh, regardless of the situation I'm in. Is and it's that this too shall pass. Remember, whatever you're feeling in the moment, it will pass, and you will feel better. And it goes the same for um, say you're happy or you're excited about something. um, Eventually at some point that will pass, and you'll go back to more of like a neutral kind of mood, or whatever you're normally at, regardless of what your emotions in that moment are making you feel. So remember, you know if you're going through a breakup, it will really hurt, and it will be tough to get through. And regardless of the outcome, if you get back with the person, if you don't, eventually in time, uh, regardless of how long it is, it will pass. You will feel better. Um, some people might take longer. Some people will be sooner, but eventually you will feel better. Doesn't mean you're never going to look back on the situation and have a little bit of emotion, but you won't have those irrational moments where you want to do something in the moment that would probably might not be the best decision. um, but it will pass. You have to try your best to not give into it. And you know there's a song that would always come to mind when I was going through a situation like that. It reminds me of it. It's I believe it's by Foster the People, and it's I believe it's called Hell in a Beat. um some of you might know that song, some of you might not, but that goes to my mind whenever I'm going through a really bad situation or something. And the song talks about how they took a sip of something poison, and you just have to hold on tight. But it's the same thing goes, the same mindset. You just gotta fight through and get through it. And you know like I said, regardless if it's a breakup, or maybe you got in trouble at work, or maybe you're arguing with someone, or um, there's a lot of different outcomes that this can apply to. And you just have to try to stay positive, like I've said before, and focus on yourself, and try to make the best decision for yourself. um, because people can get themselves in make the situation a lot worse than what it has to be in multiple different situations. If you react up your emotions, you should never react up your emotions. You should try to just stay balanced. It can be really tough, but you got to try your best to do it, especially in breakups can be very, very tough. I've been through it many times. um, Especially the longer you're with the person, it can be very difficult. And sometimes the people they can just treat you like you don't even exist. You can be with this person for you know 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes even 10, 20 years, some people. And they will literally turn into a person that you had no clue who they are. Like, they will act like someone that like somebody you've never met before in your life. They'll act like they don't even know who you are. They'll treat you like you're garbage, and you're just a piece of trash. And you have to just try your best not to overreact, and just take it for what it is. And focus on yourself, control your emotions, and let them do what they have to do. And don't get yourself into any situation that it's going to make it a lot worse. Because I've seen situations with people that turn something that's definitely fixable, or something you could have had some control over, and it becomes a lot worse, and then the situation becomes unrepairable. In a lot of cases, if you do the right things and apply the right behavior, most of the times you will get back with someone you break up with. But that's a video for another time. I'm not trying to get into all that. I just wanted to talk a little bit about emotions. um, Same applies for like fighting. You should never try to fight someone in public, um, anywhere. Like, yeah, that's not a very smart idea. Yeah, getting when you get angry, it's tough, but you should always, you know, try your best to try to keep your emotions intact and in line, and don't lash out, and don't give in to insecure people, because people that try to start stuff like that, they're miserable, they're insecure. You should always be comfortable with yourself and try to avoid those situations. Try to avoid people like that, because there are people that will try to bring you down, you know. And even it can happen at the gym, it can happen at the store. For example, like even the gym is a place you gotta just don't don't give in to people that are miserable and having a bad day and trying to start things just because a lot of the times when people do that, there's something about you that's it's bringing out their insecurities, and so they're trying to bring you down to their level, and you just have to avoid it, and you have to try your best to just stay in your own core, and keep your emotions intact. But like I said, I just wanted to make this video. It's a little different than my last videos, but if you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.